You mean to open it up, Claude, or you want to introduce it?
Yeah, just go ahead.
You know, I thought our kids played really hard tonight. We didn't start the way that you'd like to, at least not defensively, but offensively. I thought Jake and them did a really good job. I thought Coley called a really nice game, changed things up, did some good things with Jake, and had a good plan and executed the plan. Played physical. You know, I still think we've got a lot of areas to improve on. Some stupid, undisciplined penalties. I was proud of our fans tonight for coming and showing up. Saw a lot of them out there at the finish. And defensively, I thought our guys fought through some tough times. That's the first road game where a lot of people will think of Vanderbilt, but it just wasn't that kind of atmosphere. And when you are resilient on the road, and you play hard, and you keep coming back, and you play a lot of players, and you're able to run for 238 yards, and they rush for 70, it helps you. And we got a big physical football team. We got to keep getting better. We got to get rid of some of the arrows. But with that, I'll open it up for questions.
Coach, did you feel like the disparity in time of possession was pretty stark, you know, getting into the second quarter? Did you feel like it was just a matter of time that you could kind of win that war?
Well, I felt like we were wearing them down, but we were wearing them down in a better style than just having to run the ball all the time. Jake was doing a good job mixing it up. I thought Coley did a good job mixing up the calls. They were playing, you know, quite a bit of split safety coverage, which that's what they do, and you usually have good box looks, but we were able to throw the ball and be efficient with it, and we gave up some explosive on defense, and kids bounced back for that. You know, that was tough on them, and they made a really good play call against a really good defense. But I was proud of those guys.
What were your impressions of Tennessee's quarterback making his first start, and how was the defense able to adjust in the second half? Y'all seemed to play so much better.
Well, I think, you know, he played really well. I thought that Jim did a really nice job putting a plan together for a young quarterback. And Jim's had a lot of experience dealing with that. So he's had young quarterbacks, it seems like, forever. But he did a nice job getting the ball out of his hands, mixing things up. He's got a good receiving core. Their receiving core is extremely physical and big. And they got good yards after the catch to help the quarterback out. But I thought we changed things up at the half. We at least executed better. We didn't, you know, we had some self-inflicted wounds. David Marshall's penalty was huge because it gave him a first down and probably a touchdown on that drive. And their missed field goal was huge because they helped us with momentum there. That right at the end of the half is when we kind of started to bounce back.
What were the conversations like between you and Coach Coley when you were deciding on the game plan for the pass it more?
No, we didn't make a decision to pass it more. That was not the decision. The decision was to be able to mix it up and try to do a good job of keeping people off balance. And that's perimeter runs, screens, play action pass, a little bit of everything. So it wasn't like we came in and said throw the ball more. We just know that we got to be able to score points, and we got to be able to protect the quarterback. And we know that we can run the ball. We just got to be able to do it early in games a little more consistently.
The perception is what's going to be that it was hellfire and brimstone at halftime and you guys got the defense ready to roll that way. But what was kind of the attitude and kind of the message at halftime?
We just went over what they had done. I mean, we go over what they did in the first half, and a lot of times teams repeat plays. And we're better prepared for them. Some of the looks we hadn't seen, and you know, we were able to execute at a little bit higher rate.
In terms of the passing game, so with Jake, I mean, I know he had a reception to 9 different guys, but how did it help in terms of Lawrence? Cager kind of being there consistently, but like over the last few weeks, he's kind of been a guy that Fromm's been able to press more and more.
Yeah, I think Jake's comfortable with all our wideouts. I think all our wideouts are doing a really good job, and a lot of, like you just said, a lot of guys caught balls. Jake spreads the wealth, and when guys catch the ball, you're talking about DeAndre Swift, James Cook, you know, Matt Lang. You got a lot of guys out there catching the ball. They're hard to tackle, and if you can spread the ball around, it makes you a more efficient team. And Jake did a nice job of that. And Cager's playing well too. He's got to continue to lead and help us grow. He's done a good job of that.
It looked like you're really under pressure. You were having trouble getting pressure. I don't know, were you sending pressure? What was the plan for a young quarterback like that?
Well, there's no plan. I mean, you wait and see what they do. You don't say, well, we're going to blitz every down, because what are they going to do? They're going to get the ball out of his hand. And so we tried to mix it up. There was a lot of times that we had pressure that he got rid of the ball before we could get there. And they had a nice plan to get the ball out of his hands quickly, and they executed that well. And We didn't get pressure on one of their max protection. They protected 7 guys. We had 4 guys rushing. There's not good odds you're going to get there on the double move that they hit for a big touchdown. It's a good play call and a good defense. So we'll continue to work on it. I thought our kids got more pressure in the second half. We play a lot of guys defensively and try to wear people down.
Azeez Ojulari tonight, can you just talk about Azeez's 2 sacks, his role?
Azeez is a great leader on our team. He was captain for this game, and to do that as a sophomore is pretty special, or I guess really a freshman, whatever he is. But he leads in practice. He plays the right way. He's everything you want in a student athlete, and it's a credit to his family, and they've done a great job with him.
When you look at the numbers, the balance seemed on offense to be almost, I mean, it wasn't 50-50, it was pretty close. Is that, I know you never said there's a plan, but leaving a game that close to 50-50 is about what you want?
You got to do what you got to do to win. You know what I mean? I mean, if that game is whatever 40-40, then it might not be that way. We may have to throw it, and you want to keep people off balance. I think to protect the quarterback, you have to run the ball. You cannot drop back every play. And that's what hurt them. When you can't run the ball, it eventually wears you down because people keep rushing at you, and they eventually get to your quarterback. The run game protects the quarterback.
How hard did Herrien run tonight in your view?
I thought all our guys ran hard. I mean, you can't not mention Samir White running the ball hard. You can't not mention Brian running the ball hard, and Swift as well. Those guys, they fight for their carries.
Jake's had a lot of good
70 yards with Jordan not in the game the bulk of the time. You were just rolling guys in there. Do you see this all the time? You're in practice. Is it tough to run against y'all in practice too?
I don't know if I'd say that. I mean, our offense runs the ball successfully on us. We pride ourselves on stopping the run, but I mean, I think that they felt like they had to score points, and so they wanted to throw the ball. A little bit of it is what is your perception of the other team's defense and offense. And they probably felt like they had to score, 30 points to have a chance. And it's hard to do that when you're just running the ball or you can't run the ball.
Do you have an update on Jordan?
I don't. Sprained ankle, but he felt like it wasn't as bad as some of those other guys.
2 straight games for you to come from behind to win. What does it say about this team that y'all been able to respond to adversity the way you have?
It says we need to start better.
That's how much of a concern is these starts with these costing?
I mean, I don't know that I'm concerned as much as when you start a game, you're going to get new plays and new scripts. I mean, we started pretty well offensively. We just didn't start real well defensively. And we started real well defensively last time and didn't start as well offensively. So we just have to put that together. And our kids got set down and play. And again, like I said, they punched us in the face with the big play, and we responded. And that's what you're looking for in your team. This first time some of our defensive players have taken that punch.
Georgia has a lot of rivals. This is obviously one of them. You understand the history of this. Do you allow yourself tonight to appreciate this one a little bit more because it is Tennessee and because there is a lot of backstory between these 2 programs?
I mean, I enjoy every win, and they're hard to come by, guys. There's a lot that goes into these games, especially, this one with 2 weeks and so many ties from our program to their program and vice versa. There's a lot that goes into it. So I'm happy for those kids in the locker room that bust their tail. But other than that, it's not. Every team's a rival we play.
We've all seen Jake have good games. This one seemed like he was really, I don't know what you call it, in the zone or whatever. What did you see from your perspective of how he was playing and dealing?
Felt the same way. I mean, I felt like he's very confident, especially when he plays these type games. And I mean, it's similar to playing our defense. So he sees that every day. There are similarities, and I think that always plays a little bit of an advantage for him because he's very intelligent, and he's seeing a lot of the same things that he sees from us, and that helps him.
Even after that start, you guys went from down 1 to up 12 there in the last couple minutes of the first half. What were the conversations like before those drives in terms of getting points on the board, trying to take control of the game?
We're not having a conversation. We're just talking about what they're doing defensively, what we can do to counter that. They're playing some different coverages. They tried to do some different looks that they had not shown, and did a nice job of doing those. And then offensively, we were spending more time probably with our defense than our offense. Our offense was doing a good job moving it. We just couldn't get touchdowns and keep getting field goals. And eventually, you're going to play a really good team, and you need touchdowns, not field goals.
What does it say about Julian Rochester to make his first appearance of the season and make an impact?
Awesome. Proud of him. We needed him. I mean, we didn't have Jordan, so we needed him.
I know you're not at full strength in the secondary, but how much does the pass defense in general, does it worry you at all off this, or no?
No, I don't. I mean, it worries me the tackling. That's what bothers me. When they throw and catch the ball, with some of the things we're playing, they're going to throw and catch the ball because we're really aggressive. But we got to tackle them when they catch it. We got to get them down. I think we got to force a turnover. We got to pick the ball off when they throw one to us and get an interception. There's a lot of things we got to do better in that perspective. But we're really down one player in the secondary, and we hope to get him back soon. But at the end of the day, we got to do a better job of getting some balls defended and down. But we put a lot of pressure on our secondary too.
Your young guys kind of getting that last defensive series there and you know, bending but not breaking. I mean, I know that's talk about the standard and all that stuff all the time. How good is it to see that?
It was great to see a red zone stop. We've really prided ourselves on the red zone. I don't know how we did in the red zone tonight. I know they didn't. One of the scores was outside the red zone, but I certainly feel like we put a lot of effort and work into that area, and to finish with that, with those kids, it was great because those guys practice just as hard as everybody else, and they don't always get an opportunity. And there's some good young players in that group that got to go in and play, and was happy they finished the way they did.
In terms of Tae Crowder, I mean, I don't know, you mentioned him a good bit, but in terms of the scoop score he had at the end there, how cool of a moment is that for you as a coach, knowing his motivations, his decisions?
It's awesome. I mean, like I said, I've known Tae since the 8th grade, and he was a receiver. He got a scholarship super late. He came to be a running back. Was going to Georgia Southern, and then he ends up at Georgia. And I can still remember the first times we practiced, I thought this kid's a good athlete. He's just not going to play running back here. And I didn't know if he'd ever play linebacker. The first couple times he played, he didn't like contact. He wasn't into all that. But he's come so far. And he's such a great story in college football of perseverance and sticking it out and staying and looking to see what he's done. It's pretty awesome when you think about that. And I know his best buddy, Roquan, and roommate, was probably watching him tonight and proud of him. Told him he was probably the slowest guy on the field by the time he got to the end zone. He looked like a turtle finishing.
What about that play as the definition of havoc, that play in particular?
Yeah, that play in particular was a great call by Dan Lanning. Dan Lanning, there was a situation where there was actually a whistle blown or something stopped the play, but he changed the call, and it was a great call against what they had, and everybody executed it, and the quarterback didn't see the corner coming, and scoop and score. So it was what Havoc is, and it was what we're trying to create.
Kirby, when you say you put a lot of pressure on your secondary, what do you mean by that?
We bring people, we blitz, we're attacking, we're aggressive, we're trying to create havoc. So when you do that, you're not always out there dropping 8 guys and 9 guys and covering. So you're putting pressure on them to cover one-on-one a lot of times.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.